All right. So Upbeat Yoga tonight. Hopefully you have some water with you because I have a feeling we're going to sweat just a little bit. If you need adjustments on music or anything, just let me know. And a reminder that this is your practice, so do what you're comfortable with. I will try to modify for you as I'm going through class, but if there's something that I'm missing, Vanessa is monitoring for us, so feel free to throw in a question in the comments there. We're going to go a little bit quicker through warm-up compared to the gentle flow classes. Just because this is a little bit more upbeat, we're going to work a little bit harder. But to start, we can go ahead and move into child's pose, or maybe we're just going to stay seated, or we can come to lying on our back. Taking a few moments to just relax and connect to our breath. So just choose to be wherever you would like. So get ready to center ourselves before beginning our practice this evening. So for myself, I'm going to choose to be seated today. Maybe closing my eyes. And just taking a few moments to connect to the breath. Allowing our minds to clear of thoughts. Just feeling the inhale and the exhale of each breath. Continuing to breathe. Letting our bodies relax, becoming heavy whether we're sit or lying down. Taking a deep breath in, really filling up our stomach and reaching that breath all the way to the top of our chest. Maybe choosing to exhale out to the mouth with a nice little sigh. Taking that deep 3-part breath 2 more times. Exhale to release. And 1 more time, big deep breath. And exhale out. Just bringing ourselves back to a nice gentle breath. If we have an intention for tonight's practice, we can set that now. Might be a word that we'd like to focus on, maybe for ourselves or for someone else. Maybe it's patience, generosity, humility, or whatever might be calling to your mind. We remind ourselves to let go of judgment and competition if we're maybe practicing with some others in the room. For this is our time to just come into the present moment, to be here in the now, letting go of the past, not needing to worry about the future, just being here. From where we are, if we're not already on our backs, we can make our way there. We'll inhale, reaching overhead, taking a total body stretch. And with an exhale, bringing the knees to the chest. Maybe choosing to rock a little side to side here. When we're ready, we can pause in the middle, bringing the hands out to the sides at a T position. And with an exhale, letting those knees fall to the left side, our right shoulder pressing towards the floor. If we'd like, we can tuck a block or our pillow or whatever prop we might be using for tonight underneath those knees. Maybe taking that head over to the right into that twist. Deep breaths here. And inhale, coming back to the middle when we're ready. And with an exhale, letting the knees fall to the right side this time, that left shoulder pressing towards the floor. And again, maybe choosing to take that twist into our neck and looking over to our left side as we breathe. Inhale, bringing ourselves to the middle. Maybe choosing to hug and wrap those arms around our legs. Maybe rocking back and forth again if we need a little more massage on our spine. Pausing in the middle here. Go ahead and bring those feet to our mat, lining the heels 4 to 6 inches from our butts and our knees in line with our hips. Hands coming next to our sides and getting ready for our bridge flow. Inhale, squeezing the glutes, coming onto the shoulder blades. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. We're going to inhale up and hold here for 10 seconds. Giving those glutes a good squeeze. Coming high onto those shoulders. For 5, 4, 3, 2, with an exhale, lowering down. Go ahead and slide those knees behind the hips and bringing the knees towards the chest. Making little circles with our knees to gently open up the hips. Again, maybe choosing to rock moving with legs together or individually. Whatever feels comfortable for us today. And we'll go the opposite direction from where we are. Pausing in the middle here. When we're ready, we can roll ourselves to one side or maybe choosing to rock ourselves all the way up to a seated position. Taking a moment here in our seated position, hands can come to resting on the legs or maybe to our sides. And moving a little bit into the neck. Go ahead and lift that chin up towards the ceiling. And then we'll slowly move the head to look towards the ground. Again, coming back to the middle and looking up towards the ceiling. And then slowly bringing the head down towards the earth. Letting gravity do the work here. Continuing to breathe. Bringing our head to the middle. And from here, we're just going to go ahead and turn our eyes to look over our right shoulder. And slowly turning the head to look over the left. Coming back to the middle. We're going to tilt our right ear towards our shoulder. Maybe pressing that left hand towards the floor. Or bringing that right hand into play to gently pull, extending that stretch a little further. And slowly bringing the head to the middle. And dropping it towards the left side. Again, we can use our hand or maybe press with the right hand towards the floor. Just taking a nice gentle stretch. Coming back to the middle, bring that hand down if we were assisting. We're gonna drop that chin one more time from here. We're just gonna roll side to side and just side to side. No need to do a full circle. That creates an extra strain on our ligaments in our neck. Pausing in the middle, bringing that head to neutral position. Inhale, squeezing the shoulders up. Exhale, releasing them back and down. One more time, inhale to squeeze up. And exhale to release. Just taking a cleansing breath here. Inhale up. Exhale, hands coming to heart center. One breath here. Exhale to release. Good. Let's move over into tabletop when we're ready. So bringing those hands underneath our shoulders, knees coming underneath the hips, creating that nice flat back. Let's go ahead and warm up our spine. Inhale, reaching forward. Nice cow. Exhale, rounding through the spine, reaching to the top of the head to find our cat. And just moving with our own breath as we flow between these two poses. Feeling that space forming between each vertebrae of our spine. Staying connected to our breath. Feeling our mind's eye beginning to open. Clarity finding its way in. When we're ready, finding our tabletop with an exhale, pushing the heels back, finding our child's pose. A few moments here to breathe, releasing back into the earth. Releasing that negative energy that no longer serves us. Now as we're ready with an inhale, we'll come back up to tabletop position. Working through spinal balance tonight. Inhale, reaching opposite arm and leg. So I'm going to work just my right leg back and then adding in that left arm as if I was shaking someone's hand. So my hand's like this. And then exhale with control to bring it in. Inhale, reaching opposite side. And exhale in. Inhale, reach. Exhale in, just flowing with our breath. One breath to one movement, as we did with cat and cow. And as we keep that core strong and transition between each side, we're going to imagine that we're balancing a glass of water on the small of our back. I would demonstrate, but more than likely I would dump my water. But that's the idea, holding it there, keeping those hips nice and even, core strong, taking our time. Let's take one more reach on each side. And with an exhale, we can push those hips back, find our child's pose one more time. Maybe choosing to rock that head back and forth a little bit, massaging that forehead if we so desire. And when we're ready, we're going to inhale, coming back up to that tabletop position. Tucking those toes to find our plank. Nice solid position here, that core pulling in. Checking in with those shoulders. And from when we're ready with an exhale, lifting those hips, finding our downward facing dog. Maybe choosing to bend the knees a little bit, keeping them nice and soft as we press through those hands, finding length in our spine, hips reaching towards the ceiling, shoulders pushing away from our ears. If we'd like, we can alternate the heels towards the floor, taking a nice stretch into the backs of the legs. And we'll press both heels towards the floor here. Again, pressing through a nice downward dog. Looking towards our hands, walking our feet to our hands, and rolling ourselves up to standing through each vertebrae. Good, we've made it up to standing. We'll come to the tops of our mats. Feet hip distance apart, palms facing forward. Taking a nice breath here. With an inhale, reaching those arms up. Exhale, hands coming to heart center. Inhale, up again. Exhale through. Inhale, up. Exhale through. Adding on, inhale, up. Exhale, forward fold, soft knees as we lower ourselves towards the earth. And slowly rolling up through that spine. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Rolling up. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Hands finding the shins or our thighs. Feeling that length in our spine from the top of our head all the way out through our tailbone. Exhale to release. As we inhale, we're going to scoop those arms to the side, squeezing those glutes up through our reverse swan dive. Exhale, pushing the hips back, finding our chair. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift that flat back. Exhale, release. And inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, finding chair. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale to chair, holding here for a couple of breaths. Option, bring the hands to heart center, keeping that core strong. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, release. Shaking it out. And we are going to move into some moonflowers and sunflowers. So we are going to turn the long way on our mat. I'm going to do my best so that you can see me. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my toes towards the corners of my mat. And we'll start with moonflowers. So our arm movement is out from the sides and right to the middle. And we're going to work to press our knees towards our toes the whole time. So we inhale, lower down. Exhale, using those glutes and inner thighs to push us up. Inhale in. Exhale up. Warming up those hips a little bit more. Knees pushing towards our pinky toes. Exhale up. Here we can add a sunflower, hinging at those hips, pinkies touching at the bottom. Exhale all the way up so the thumbs touch. Your choice if you'd like to move through sunflowers or moonflowers. I'm just moving with our breath. One more. Good, releasing here, coming back up to the top of our mat. Getting ready to move through sun salutations when we're ready. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot stepping back to our lunge. Left foot stepping back to our downward dog. Inhale forward to plank or option to come to kneeling plank. Exhale, elbows stay tight as we lower down. Inhale up through cobra or up dog. Exhale back to downward dog. Left foot steps forward to our lunge. Right foot steps to meet. Inhale up. Exhale, chair. If we're familiar with sun salutations, you're more than welcome to move at your own pace. Left foot back to lunge. Right foot downward dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot steps forward, lunge. Left foot to meet. Inhale up. Exhale, chair. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Right foot back to lunge. Left foot downward dog. Inhale forward to plank or kneeling plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot stepping forward to our lunge. Right foot to meet. Inhale up. Exhale, chair. One more time. Left foot stepping back to our lunge. Right foot to downward dog. Inhale forward to plank or kneeling plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot stepping forward to our lunge. Left foot to meet. Inhale, up. Exhale, holding here in chair. Option, bring those hands to heart center. Deep breaths here. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, let it out. Shake it out a little bit. Maybe taking off any layers if we've got them on, or grabbing a sip of water if we need it. We've got our heart rate up. Let's take a couple of chest openers, some shoulder rolls. Inhale up. Exhale, turn those palms away from each other. Open up that chest here. Option to interlace those fingers and extend from the shoulders. Breathe in here. And exhale to release. Go ahead and take a few shoulder rolls. And going the other way. Good. We'll take just a couple quick side bends. I'll turn towards you for this one. Go ahead and bring those feet a little bit closer together. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, bringing our left arm towards our side. Inhale, we stretch opposite directions with those hands. And then exhale, take a nice side bend, reaching towards the left. You're feeling that stretch along the right side of the body. Left hand can come to the hip for support. Maybe out to the side as a test of strength. So pressing through all four corners of our feet. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bringing that right arm to our side. Inhale, stretching opposite directions. And exhale, side bend. Again, we can take an arm variation at the hip for support. Maybe out to the side for some test of strength. Always have the option to stay all the way down. Inhale, coming up to the middle. Exhale to release. Again, shaking it out as we like. We're going to get ready to move into the work phase of tonight's class. So as you can tell, we warmed up a little bit quicker, which means we're going to have a little bit more time in the middle for some work, which is going to be real good for us. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to take a moment here to just hang, release. Finger up the elbows or sway side to side. Nice soft knees supporting the upper body. And as we're ready, we can start to slowly roll up. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back into plank position and holding here. Warming up that breath a little bit. Maybe picking up the pace. And with our next exhale, slowly lowering down. Elbows nice and tight. Inhale, lift. And exhale back to our downward dog. Nice, good position here. Inhale that right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, knee comes towards our chest. Inhale up, flexing the foot, bending the knee, pulling the heel to the butt as we open up the hip here. We'll inhale to straighten. Exhale, bring that knee towards our chest and stepping between our hands to find our low lunge. If we have a prop with us tonight, maybe a yoga block or a shoe box, step stool, option to bring it under that left hand. We're really trying to make a nice 90 degrees from our knee to our ankle. Pressing those heels, pressing through those heels. And with an exhale, we'll lower that left knee down, letting those hips sink just a little bit forward. Breathing here. we'd like to twist tonight, we can choose to stay here with our knee down, or we can tuck those toes back under as we come to low lunge. Our left hand's gonna plant to the mat or block. Always have the option to take fist for wrist as a nice modification. So with our left hand planted, pulling that belly button towards our spine, we inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, twist towards that right hip. The hand can come to the thigh, or maybe I'm choosing to reach up, adding a nice wrist roll here as I take that twist. If our knee is down, we're gonna be looking like this in the twist, or coming to our hand to our hip. Taking that twist nice and open, with an exhale coming to the middle. And if our knee is down, let's go ahead and tuck those toes under. And when we're ready, we're gonna stand up, coming into a nice crescent lunge. So, crescent lunge, we keep our hips pointed towards the front of the mat, bending into that right knee, pushing energy through the heel of our left foot. Arms come up as the shoulders press down, or option, bring those hands to heart center. All right, working some leg strength today. So just to warm it up first, we're gonna inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, lower down. Now a little bit of opposite part here. As we inhale, we're gonna bend the left leg, lowering ourselves towards the ground, trying to stay here as we exhale and straighten. One more time, inhale, lower down, and exhale, straighten. Holding here, breathing, core strong. Inhale, reaching those arms up, and then turning those left toes so we're perpendicular, so probably towards a wall. We're facing wall to wall. Bending into that right leg and coming into our warrior two. Remember, we're trying to push our right knee towards our pinky toe. Feeling that space forming in our hips. And our arms are front and back, and we're gazing past the tip of our middle finger. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down, holding here. That right palm flips. Inhale, reaching up to find our reverse warrior. Gazing up at the fingertips or back at our toes. Inhaling through warrior two, we're gonna bring that elbow to our thigh as the left arm reaches up for side angle. Or continue to lower those hips towards the ground, reaching the left arm, finding an extended angle. Option to bring the right arm down to our mat, or maybe a block. Inhale up, straightening that leg. We're gonna go ahead and exhale, cartwheeling down, back to our low lunge. Exhale, stepping back to downward dog. Moving through our yogi flow. Inhale, forward to plank or kneeling plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward dog. One more time, inhale, forward, plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up. Exhale, downward dog. One more time, we inhale that right leg up towards the ceiling, finding our three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest as we step through to our lunge. Go ahead and stand it up to our high crescent lunge here, as we did before. We're gonna go ahead and shorten our stance here just a little bit. So we're gonna have some fun. Playing a little bit with balance as we move into our warrior three. Go ahead and push off that right foot, bringing the weight onto our left leg, finding balance. Now I'm gonna step forward so you can see me. We're gonna drive the heel of our right foot back, straight behind us, swooping the arms, letting the fingertips come with as we hinge from our hips, find our warrior three. So we're working to find balance, and I'm really trying to become perpendicular. So if my leg is opening, I wanna drop those toes, line the hips. So my leg might only be a little bit high, which is perfectly fine. If we're comfortable, maybe trying those hands out to the sides at a T, or full warrior three would be arms in front, feeling that extension. Modification here would be airplane, where we have both legs on the ground. We bring those arms behind, fingertips pushing behind us, nice flat back. From where we are, we're gonna inhale, coming up, drawing that leg back to the middle. From here, stepping that right leg forward back to our lunge. Swooping down to low lunge, stepping back to downward dog. From here, we can choose to flow or rest. Bring it ready to transition to the left side. Remember, we're listening to our bodies, so if we need a water break or just a moment to rest, this is the time to take it. And from where we are, we'll meet in our downward facing dog. Nice, good position here. Watch those shoulders pushing away from our ears. Inhale, reaching that left leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, knee coming to our chest. Inhale up. Flexing our left foot, bending the knee, pointing heel to butt. So we almost turn that knee towards the side. Taking that hip stretch here. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest and stepping through to our low lunge. Again, working to find a nice 90-degree angle. You can bring a block or prop into play here under our right hand. As we're ready, we'll drop that right knee down, let those hips sink forward. We can choose to stay here, or tuck those right toes under, back to our low lunge. Planting our right hand to the mat or block, or taking a fist for wrist. Inhale, pulling that belly button towards our spine. And then exhale, twist towards that left leg, our left hand coming to our hip. Maybe choosing to reach up towards the ceiling, adding a wrist roll here. As we're ready, we'll exhale, release, coming back to our low lunge. And then when we're ready, we're gonna stand up to our high crescent lunge. Hips pointed towards the front of the mat, left knee over our ankle. Energy pushing through the heel of our right foot. Arms coming up, shoulders pressing down. Always have the option to come to heart center. Keep that core working, so almost think like you're zipping up a nice tight pair of jeans. So we're sucking it in. From here, we warm it up just a little bit. We inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, lower down. Now we take the opposite. Inhale, bending that right leg, lowering ourselves towards the earth. Trying to stay here as we exhale and straighten. Inhale, lower. And exhale, straighten. Pushing through that heel. Breathing here. Inhale, up. And exhale, opening to warrior two. So if it helps, we're gonna think of lining our heel up with the middle of our arch of our right foot as that left knee pushes towards our pinky toe. Arms front and back, feeling that length, looking past our tip of our middle finger. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Left palm flips. Inhale, reaching up to find our reverse warrior. Looking up at the fingertips or back at our toes. Inhale, moving through warrior two. Exhale, coming to that side angle where the right arm reaches up. Or maybe we're gonna lower those hips towards the earth, increasing that line for extended side angle. Option, bring that left arm down to the mat or block. Our legs should be shaky. It means we're working. It's a real good thing. Okay, with a big inhale, coming up, straightening that left leg. Inhale it in, exhale, cartwheel down, low lunge. Exhale, stepping back to downward dog. Taking our yogi flow 2 times. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up. Exhale, downward dog. One more time. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale that left leg up one more time. Exhale, bringing that knee towards the chest as we step between the hands to our low lunge. And when we're ready, we're gonna go ahead and swoop it up, finding that crescent lunge. Shortening our stance, finding balance, pushing off that left leg, coming to the middle. And we're gonna drive that left foot behind us, swooping those fingers so that our palms are facing down, reaching that head, finding our warrior three. Always have the modification, coming to airplane where we've got our arms down. Or maybe we're just practicing balance, trying to keep the hips even and the toes pointed towards the ground. If we're feeling good, we're bringing the hands out to the sides of the T. We're bringing all the way up for that reach. And with balance, inhale, bring it up. Exhale, coming down, back to low lunge. Stepping back to downward dog. From here, we can choose to flow or rest. If we'd like to rest, taking downward dog or child's pose. A few moments to breathe. And from where we are, we'll meet in our downward facing dog again. We're going to look to our hands and either walking or maybe stepping or jumping, walking the feet to the hands and slowly rolling up. Good. Our warrior three was our balance pose for tonight. So we're just going to start to slow it down. Inhale up. Exhale, lifting that chest, arms finding goalposts, opening that chest. Inhale up. And exhale, forward fold. Releasing it here, letting that head hang. Maybe taking the elbow side to side. If anyone has a balance pose that they really want to do before we finish out tonight's class, feel free to comment and we'll jump in on it. Otherwise, we're just going to go to some good old stretching. And as we're ready, we're going to slowly roll ourselves up to standing again. Let's just come to our mountain pose, taking a few breaths here. Inhale, bringing those arms up. Exhale, hands coming to heart center. Nice cleansing breath here. Any tension we were holding on in tonight's practice, we can let out now. Maybe taking that nice sigh. Good. When we're ready, we'll exhale and those arms float to the side. Good. We are going to turn the wide way on our mats again, taking a nice straddle stretch for tonight. So if we have a prop and we want to place it in front of us, we can do so now. Well, let's go ahead and find a nice wide straddle position. Always feel good on the inner thighs and the hips here. So we're just going to inhale up. And exhale, forward fold as we normally would. Hinging at the hips, lowering ourselves towards our mat. Hands can maybe come to our mat or our block or our prop. And we've got, if you have a block or even a prop, remember you've got multiple heights. And if you feel that you'd like a deeper stretch here, you can go ahead and heel toe out a little bit wider. Feeling where it's a good stretch. Maybe we're resting our forehead on our prop or our block. Relaxing into that stretch a little bit more. If we have the control, or if we want to heel toe our feet in a little bit, we can bring those hands behind, interlacing them, and go ahead and extend through those shoulders, and then let them fall forward, taking that stretch into our upper back and deepening that stretch into our hamstrings. When we're ready, we can release those hands, slowly rolling ourselves up, heel toeing our feet on the way in. Good. Instead of balance tonight, we are going to take some core work. So let's go ahead and inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back to our downward dog. Taking a few moments here, maybe choosing to pedal out the calves again, alternating those heels towards the floor. And as we're ready, we'll bend through the knees, lowering ourselves to our tabletop. And we're going to, flip over to our butts. Taking some boat pose today. I feel like for those of you who come to my classes regularly, it's been a long time since we've done this. So for boat pose, we're going to work to sit nice and high on our sit bones. Go ahead and bring those knees kind of nice and tight. And we've got lots of variations for those who are at varying levels. So traditional boat pose would be with straight legs. I can only hold that for like 2 seconds. So what I always say is go ahead and bring those arms, thumbs facing up as if you were shaking someone's hand. And then we're going to work to bring one leg up as we're sitting high on our sit bones, and then the other up at a nice 90 degrees. And if this is your boat, or you just want to work on balance, taking one or both legs off the ground, we can work right here. Otherwise, if we'd like, we can work to straighten the legs, maybe reaching those arms up here, or they can stay out. Maybe you're just working to straighten one leg at a time, or finding that full boat. Keeping that core strong, trying to hold it for a couple of seconds, maybe taking a modification as we'd like. And with an exhale, we can release. To counter that, we're going to take reverse tabletop. So if we come back to our high seated position, we're going to have our hands next to our hips and our fingertips towards the front of our mat. Go ahead and bring the feet hip distance apart. And then with an inhale, we're going to push those hands, lifting the hips, finding our tabletop. Now the goal here is to not constrict the neck, so we're going to let it come into neutral position. So finding neutral where we're just gazing up at the ceiling. We're not dropping that head back into any kind of flexion. Staying tall here. If we'd like to add on, we can take an inclined plank, working to straighten the legs, which I'm not quite ready for today. So I'm just going to come back to my tabletop. From here, we'll exhale, release. Good. And let's meet in our butterfly, bringing the soles of the feet together about a foot in front of us. Go ahead and grab those ankles. Inhale, lengthen that spine. And then exhale, reaching the crown of the head forward, maybe gently pressing with the elbows into the legs. Breathing here. Now the goal of butterfly is to not try to reach our forehead to our heels. It's really about creating some length in our spine and hinging from the hips to feel that stretch into the inner thigh and our groin. With an exhale, we can release, bringing the knees together and extending the legs out in front of us. Sitting nice and high in our sit bones. So for some of us, maybe moving that cushion out of the way, as we say. Flexing those feet. Inhale, reaching the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Maybe we're finding our shins or our ankles. If we're able to grab our feet, working to wrap to the outsides of them to feel that full stretch along the backside of our legs. And again, we're not rounding, we're still hinging from the hips, creating length in that spine to find that stretch. With an exhale, we can release, shaking out the legs. We're gonna take a nice inner thigh and kind of side of the back stretch today. So we're gonna bring the right leg up to the side just a little bit, about a 45-degree angle. And then go ahead and bring that left foot so that it's touching the inside of your right thigh. From here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our right hand and we're gonna slide it down the inside of our right thigh. Now for some of us, maybe we can get that elbow to the floor, maybe we can't, that's perfectly fine. As we work to open up the shoulders, we're gonna reach that left arm up and over, and go ahead and flex, you probably can't see, my right foot, so I can feel that open stretch as well as the inner thigh. Some of us might choose to grab the inside of our right leg. If this is a little too much on our back, we always have the option, just bring our hand towards our hip, and then working to pull that left shoulder back and down. Breathing here. And if our arm is up, we're just gonna slide the left arm down the left side of our body as we pull ourselves back up to the middle. Switching legs, left leg coming up to the side. So I'll try to face you a little bit more so you can see me. Right foot coming to the inside of our left leg. Again, we're sliding that left hand down our thighs. We reach that right arm up and over to open the shoulder, open the back. So it's as much of a back stretch as it is an inner thigh stretch. And again, for some of us, we might choose to have that hand on our low back or our hip. Maybe grabbing the inside of the left foot, taking that stretch a little bit more into our inner thigh. Breathing here. When we're ready, sliding that right arm down the side of our body, bringing ourselves back up to middle. Go ahead and bring both legs into a straddle. We'll take a seated straddle because it just feels good, friends. Inhale up, keeping those feet flexed, hinging from the hips, reaching forward. As you can see, I can't go very far, and that's okay. Feeling that stretch, relaxing here. If we're really able to get deep into the stretch, maybe we're gonna bring our block into play, trying to rest our head here. Nice deep breaths. Rolling ourselves up, shaking out those legs. Good. We're gonna come back to tabletop. Just bringing those knees back underneath our hands. So I didn't forget, for those of you who love pigeon, that's where we're going next. So from our tabletop, go ahead and find that plank. Reaching that right leg up, bringing that knee to our chest and dropping that right knee behind our right wrist. Working to lower down and staying centered in our hips. If we'd like, you can stay nice and high. Feeling that stretch in the left hip flexor. Or for most of us, we're gonna work to walk forward to our elbows or our prop, taking that stretch into our glutes. Relax, breathing here, focusing on our breath. Okay, back into pigeon. Sorry if you have to jump back in. Folding over to our elbows. From where we are, coming back up to our hands. Folding over to our left butt cheek and bringing those legs around. Coming back down to our back, bringing those knees to the chest. Maybe choosing to rock side to side. Pausing in the middle, we're gonna flex those feet up towards the ceiling, grabbing the outsides of our legs and pressing those heels up. Knees pressing towards our armpits, finding our happy baby pose. If we'd like, we can choose to rock side to side here, or maybe straighten one or both legs at a time. A few moments to be childlike and playful. As we're ready, we'll exhale to release, moving into our final resting pose. Letting the legs extend out in front of us, palms facing up towards the ceiling. And just allow that body to soften and relax into into our mat. Taking nice deep breaths. Feeling the inhale as that stomach fills up like a balloon. And exhale, pushing that breath out. Feeling that constant flow of breath, just like the waves on the shore, coming in and flowing back out. Feeling the face softening and our jaw relaxing. Releasing tension from the shoulders and the neck. Allowing the body to completely relax. Finding stillness. Focusing on just our breath. Allow ourselves to feel the full benefits of today's practice. The connection between our mind, our body, and our breath. If our mind begins to wander with thoughts, that's perfectly natural. The main goal is to not hold on to them or attach any emotion. We can acknowledge that they're there. And then we're going to watch them trickle away, just like watching the ripple in a water, continuing to flow out from the center, further and further away. Really, the goal of meditation is just to focus on the breath. If we can work to practice for 1, 2, maybe 5 minutes a day, for the more often that we practice, the easier it will become. Giving ourselves this time to clear our minds, focusing on just our breath. Continuing to breathe. If you'd like, you can focus on these thoughts and think then to yourself, today I choose to believe in kindness. I believe in kindness for the greater good, but also for the way it fortifies our relationships with others, from the people closest to our hearts to members of our communities. Choosing kindness is choosing connectedness. On days when I'm not feeling all that sunny emotionally, I will start with gratitude. Gratitude is the grounding force that will remind me of what is good. And it will lift me up so that I'm able to pass that goodness on to others. I will remember to be kind to myself, to love myself as I would love another. I will speak kind words to myself, for increasing my self-kindness will only make me a kinder person to others. And it will lead me to go out into the world with a softer, more open approach. As we're ready, we can start to deepen our breath, bringing our awareness back to ourselves. Maybe starting to wiggle our fingers or our toes, gently waking ourselves up. Can roll the wrists and the ankles, inviting some easy movement and blood flow back into our bodies. If we'd like, we can inhale, reaching overhead to take a total body stretch. And exhale, bringing the knees to the chest. Another moment to give ourselves a hug, to feel that self-love, that kindness that we have for ourselves. Choosing to take a moment of gratitude and saying thank you to ourselves for stepping onto our mats this evening. If we'd like, we can roll to one side, taking a fetal position for a moment. So we'll tuck that bottom arm underneath our hand, and that top arm can rest where it feels comfortable. Just taking a couple of more moments here. And when we're ready, we can use that top hand to push ourselves up to a seated position. Coming to meet in our easy seated pose. We'll inhale, reaching the arms up. And exhale, coming to heart center. Bowing our heads to our hearts. I honor the light and love that's in both you and me. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me for Upbeat Yoga tonight. We have yoga on Mondays at 5:15 for dental flow, and then Wednesdays is Upbeat, so a little bit quicker pace. We're also adding some shorter type of classes and workouts to our YouTube channel, so if you haven't already checked it out, find us at Total Life Fitness on YouTube. And there's more meditations there and more to come if that is what you're looking for as well. Have a great night, everybody.